He's the smooth talking, jive walking, Andrew Tate, Tatertot cooking, organic banana eating, the one and only, AdamTalks.com!
Hello everyone! Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. This is Morning Banana Show number 154, I believe. We can double check that. My name is Adam Josh. That is what my mama named me. And yes, we are at 154. And I got an organic banana here, as I do. We're at the 154th banana that we've eaten together as a family. And organic banana, I have my Starbucks coffee here with an extra espresso coffee shot by Stoke, recommended by a Twitter follower of mine, Pieces of Pisces, or Jen. Follow my Twitter account for more interesting hints like that and tips on how to stay caffeinated throughout mundane activities. I am a technician, I am an author, I am a musician. Check out these snacks I got. Dates and chocolate and cranberries. All the things that have been said about me are true. I'm all those things. And here we are. So today I wanted to specifically talk about the Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate and company updates. Because I usually don't give updates unless there's something to say. And this was kind of my thing. If there's nothing to say, I'm not going to say it, right? So yesterday, we're going to get right into it. Yesterday there was some interesting Twitter spaces being held. Audio recordings, and I think it is recorded. There was a few different people that were holding Twitter spaces yesterday. One was at Crayon Murders, or Murdered by Crayons. A nice gentleman that I've spoken with on these spaces. I've jumped on the spaces and chatted with him. And he, a 50-year-old guy there who has kids, has taken it upon himself as like a challenge in his retirement to dissect some of the indictments, court documents, charges against Andrew Tate and co. And there was another space held by Yelena. I don't want to get her name wrong, so I have to just quickly, look through my, there it is. Yelena Mitrovic with a B on the end. And her handle is at JELENAMITROVICB. She held a Twitter space as well. Also, I want to give a shout out to Thoughts and Players, or at Thoughts_and_Players yesterday. All these people, including myself, are blocked by Cobra Tate. And on that point of just Cobra Tate, I mean, he has the Cobra Tate account, the Of Wudon account that he shut down, the Morpheus account, the Tate News account. Anybody who thinks that Andrew Tate only has one Twitter account is badly mistaken, my friends. But we were having some Twitter spaces yesterday, and kudos to Crayon Murders, or Murdered by Crayons, because he had basically a 6 or 8 hour run on Twitter Spaces yesterday, so it was a lot to cover. And generally, when I'm listening, I hear him basically explaining the same things to new people that pop in, because a lot of people who are Andrew Tate sympathizers are young kids, and it's very bizarre. And I'm gonna go full conspiracy theorist and put my full conspiracy theorist hat on, because it's very bizarre. The overall psyop, the larger thing that's happening here with Andrew Tate, his brother, and whatnot. I would say, at best, the brothers are like useful idiots. The left gets the Podestas and the right gets the Tate brothers. And I think They're both equally bad. But there's something fishy here going on. You know, full conspiracy hat on, conspiracy theorist hat on. There's something fishy afoot here with their history in reality TV. The fact that, you know, he's saying my dad was a CIA agent. There is some larger psyop thing made for the real world reality TV, creating a drama vortex to control public narrative. There's something larger afoot here, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but I feel it, fam, and I will be proven right about that. You'll see. So anyway, back on where was it? Back in March of 2023, I started my blog on my website, and I called it Tate Update. Why do you even care, Adam? Because I had been making videos here and there about Andrew Tate following this case here and there. And on March 21st, I did a video called Why Do You Even Care? And you can find that still on my website.
For this video, just to explain
It's right
to
here.
anybody who is curious. How
I
came to learn about
Andrew Tate. And so I tell you in that 18-minute video that basically, you know, my son, who was like 11, 10 at the time, who is almost a teenager now, his birthday's coming up this month. We were looking for positive role models that were living that 007 life, and as a young kid about to go through puberty, you know, he was looking for these influential role models, and I was trying to basically help him. I would print out Andrew Tate emails and whatever I could redact, the swear words and whatnot, I would give him. So I had a bit of what you would call mainstream front door initiation, what the Tate brothers wanted to present to the world initiation. And then at some point, it wasn't even me so much. Like I thought some things were fishy about what I perceived as either OnlyFans girls or cam girls hanging around him. You can even look at my old tweets, and I would ask questions like, I could see these ads that he would make for himself. You might remember where Chris Bumstead popped in on a Twitter account when he's using light weights, and Chris Bumstead popped in and said, "Oh, those are light weights." He filmed this promo video on the ship for Hustlers University or something. And I remember watching that video and being like, so all these women just want to come and hang out with you on a ship. Like, are we supposed to believe that? But Caden, my smart son, was, you know, my kids are very smart, and they're both vegan. The younger one has been vegan his entire life. A lot of their education has been homeschooled. So they ask questions, and they look at things entirely different ways than I do. And they have refreshing takes. And Caden just one day, he said, "Hey, Dad, where does Andrew Tate get his money? Because what he's claiming doesn't add up." And I was kind of taken aback, and I said, "Okay, well, let's look into it." Because, you know, as anybody who knows me knows, I've made these videos about, you know, dirty ways to make money. And I know dirty ways to make money. I know clean ways to make money. You know, we have like 6 different restaurants. Not all of them are the same. I'm in our Rust Check shop right now, the Adopted Families Rust Check shop. And we've been running like rust-proofing businesses since the 90s. So, and we also have oil change businesses, roofing business. I could talk to you about business. I mean, just from a business standpoint. I'm not the world's foremost expert on business, but I have been involved in business management and running these businesses in Niagara for, you know, years, since the 90s. My dad, my adopted dad, the guy in the photo here, he is like the business owner and main point of contact as far as business ownership goes. But obviously, like, we're not all one-man shows. He's a very smart guy, very knowledgeable guy. But at the end of the day, he leaves a lot to his managers, and it's not just all run by one guy. Obviously, you can't run 6 restaurants by yourself. So other people are trusted with management skills and whatnot, and we all as a family kind of help each other and get things done. So flash back to when we had a roofing company and we were doing roofing jobs, job to job, and had, a small roofing crew. You think that we don't know that these guys were, some of them were smoking crack, some of them were doing cocaine, some of them were, most of them were doing marijuana and drinking. You don't think we know that? You don't think we saw the drug deals going on? You don't think we know about dirty ways to make money? You know what I mean? I've been operating businesses in Niagara since the 90s. We know all the dirty ways to make money. So when some guy who's been kickboxed in the head one too many times starts coming up with these revolutionary ideas and talking about how, I was looking for, what does he say? I was looking for some money between a fight, and the Armenians, I needed some money, and I asked the Armenians to help me, and I dealt drugs for a while, and he has all these videos where he self-snitches, and in the end he says basically he got to the point where he decided to sell his girls on OnlyFans or TikTok, or back then it was other websites. Speaking on that, I'm going to give you some information. So I hope you have your pens and papers handy. Twitter account PaxWax. At the PaxWax. PaxWax. This guy downloaded. So there is so much Andrew Tate content online, okay? And I'm speaking as somebody who has seen, unfortunately, a majority of it with my own eyes. So when people talk about the self-snitching of Andrew Tate, and did he really say all these things? Did he really have a pimping hose degree or a PhD? Did he really teach people the Loverboy method? Yes. If you're asking my opinion, yes, he did. And I've seen it with my own eyes. I don't speak on things that I don't know about. And when I speak on things that I don't know about, I tell you, this is my opinion. So this guy, PaxWax, downloaded 900 megabytes of online content, and I asked him point blank yesterday, hey, how long is this stuff going to be up online? Because I didn't want to bother making YouTube videos and referencing all these Tate videos. I mean, it's a lot. The only person I've seen who has cataloged this much Andrew Tate online information prior to 2022 is Nick Monroe, or Crab Crawler, and he was banned from Twitter by group gang stalking bans, and is not welcome back under that moniker, so he's got a different alias on Twitter these days. Put a pin in that. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about Nick Monroe. So on YouTube, the YouTube account is Professional Misogynist, and on Professional Misogynist we have video content 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. OnlyFans Elite, Iron Mind, How to Get Girls Fast and Easy, How to Be a G, Top G Workout Course. So I don't know how long these videos are going to be up. PaxWax said he's got the I don't want to.
Part 2. More knowledge from motherfuckers.
I don't want to get a copyright strike for playing his stuff.
Welcome to OnlyFans Fortunes. My name is Andrew Tate. If you don't know who I am, I'm going to do a very quick introduction. I'm a kickboxing world champion, multi-millionaire who had a webcam company for a very long time. I also was working from that webcam. And I also have an OnlyFans business. For the last 2 to 3 years, I've been making money on OnlyFans from its inception all the way up to now.
I was making money from OnlyFans. So the self-snitching is just off the rails. And you can find some of these videos on YouTube. I've linked to them on my Twitter account if you're interested. The thing is, when I talk about the self-snitching of Andrew Tate, in my website article, Tate Update, Why Do You Even Care, Adam? In the list of references, the last one, list of self-snitching by Andrew Tate. That is just one person's by Dancing Flame 321. That is just one person's list that they compiled of all the self-snitching. Crab Crawler or Nick Monroe in part one, part two, part three, he tried to catalog all of the self-snitching and the crimes. He cataloged, the OnlyFans models, the branding that was done on them, just in case Andrew Tate later wanted to say that he wasn't branding his girls. But a lot of these girls that work for him wound up showing their loyalty by getting his name tattooed in some place around them, which is effectively branding. I mean, and it's not just my opinion that it's branding. I mean, he would guide people in the war room to get branding. He would guide other men into doing this lover boy method of human trafficking. Full conspiracy theory hat on. I'll be okay. Full conspiracy theorist hat on now. People don't talk about, okay, where Jeffrey Epstein's client list. Okay, what about Andrew Tate's client list? Because Andrew Tate talks about how he was making marks of the guys that were customers. He had a group of men texting them, impersonating the girls, being like, oh, baby, I'm at the airport, baby, give me money. So it would be like a 300-pound guy texting you, and you think it's this hot girl on OnlyFans that was working for Andrew Tate. And so the avatar of this woman was basically working around the clock, which is, again, I mean, if you're doing OnlyFans, I think that's a pretty genius model, but it's also... And if we're talking about making money, I think it's fraud, right? So, part of me, as a business manager and somebody who's been involved in business, I'm like, that's actually a pretty decent way to make money. The other part of me is like, okay, that's fraud, that's rape, that's human trafficking. Those are all crimes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying let's do crime to make money. I'm saying that having an avatar of a beautiful woman working 24 hours a day scamming men for money, I mean, on its face, you could probably make some money doing that. But anyway. So these girls working for him got branded, they have the men working for them around the clock. And then my point there was, what is the larger picture going on? Who are his clients? And so I had this conspiracy theory myself that his clients might have been politicians or influential men. People say, oh, he wasn't dealing with presidents and whatnot like like Jeffrey Epstein was. So if you're comparing, predators to predators or pimps to pimps, Jeffrey Epstein was dealing with billionaires and global leaders, whereas Andrew Tate is dealing with roughneck drug lords in Romania and sleazebags and casino owners. Sure, but who are his clients? And it's not that they were Andrew Tate's clients. They were the Talisman Enterprises or the webcam business clients of the girls. So they were the girls' clients. And maybe he had some very smart ways of moving the money around through shell companies or through various intermediaries or bag ladies or bag men. But in the end of the day, he goes on, Tucker Carlson and basically says, there's no charges against me, and the things that have been brought up against me in court are that I was using the lover boy method to coerce women to make TikTok videos. That's what he's reducing his charges down for, again, the mainstream media and for public consumption. And this is what he is projecting outwards that he wants other people to perceive. The larger issue at play here is that I feel like he knows full well that he's cornered. He knows full well that his nuts are in a vice, and he is trying to secure a legacy and gaslight the public so that when he is incarcerated, he becomes a martyr, and that his legacy isn't galvanized into one of a pimp or one of a misogynist or one of a rapist, but one of a martyr. And I feel like he knows that his fate is set in stone, so this is the choice that he has made, We are not Andrew Tate. We are not in the position to make these choices, and he has decided to go fully into the storm, claiming innocence, while all the overwhelming evidence, including his own self-snitching, mountains of self-snitching, mountains of it. There's this guy, the lawyer on YouTube. Let me get the reference for you guys. Lawyer self-snitching. So the guy's name is CLR Bruce Rivers. CLR Bruce Rivers. I'm just giving you guys all the references, all the mountains. The thing is, so he has gone through. Criminal lawyer reacts to Andrew Tate self-snitching 6 months ago. You can find his YouTube video. I should try to link to some of these people's YouTube videos. The thing is, I'm giving you mountains of information here in this video that you could sort through later, and it's almost too much. It gets to the point where you're basically like up to your eyeballs in self-snitching. You're up to your eyeballs in looking at all the different facets of how Andrew Tate was making money via, I mean, I've tried to lay it out before: Hustlers University, the online scams, the OnlyFans accounts, the supplement pills, the merch wear, the TikTok videos, and the sheer indefatigability. But there's so many different ways that Andrew Tate was scamming people, and then the online content that he was selling in the War Room. I've talked before about the War Room members, and Yelena had a space yesterday about the War Room members, and there's so many people that were caught in this dragnet, like Mike Cernovich, Alex Jones. Specifically now, Tucker Carlson has involved himself, and that video was a bro fest. It was like his interview with him was a fluff piece, if there ever was a fluff piece. Oh, so Andrew Tate, all these charges against you are just made up, and what exactly are you charged for? Oh, I'm charged for making TikTok videos or forcing girls to make TikTok videos, and that's crazy. And Tucker Carlson is like, yeah, I agree with you. And if you're wondering, if you're watching this and you're curious, what is the common thread between Paul Joseph Watson, Mike Cernovich, Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, is they all share this same deep-seated misogyny, is the bottom line, against women. You can find videos of Paul Joseph Watson sitting there with a rubber glove on, talking to cam girls, probably high out of his mind on coke. And God knows what Paul Joseph Watson is doing with a rubber glove while he's scrolling through porn. And why he's so spatially unaware to allow somebody to record him doing that is another thing. Mike Cernovich, who was a War Room member, selling his dick pills, selling his supplements in the War Room to Andrew Tate fans. Also went to an Andrew Tate War Room members event without his wife. Does his wife approve of the festivities that went on at this War Room meetup, emergency meeting meetup? So much nonsense. Where was I? Alex Jones. I don't have anything against Erica Wolf Jones, his second or third wife. I talk to his ex-wife, Kelly Jones, on Twitter every once in a while. Kelly Jones is the mother of a couple of his children. Alex Jones has an army of children. And I don't have anything against Erica Wolf Jones. But anyone can, not just me, if you're watching this, Erica, not just me, but anyone can look up the fact that she was an escort, a webcam model. So Alex Jones has a type, if you see what I'm saying. It's public information. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad here. Sometimes I don't mind a lot of Alex Jones information. So, you know, I've listened to the guy over the years. I don't mind a lot of it, but like, let's just be honest here. I didn't find my girlfriend that I've had for 9 years on OnlyFans or like on some porn site. Okay, Alex Jones found his wife on a porn site. That is public information. Where are we? We went over these guys are just. I mean, well, you could say that's just common guys. That's what the guys do. They watch porn, and you know, this is what common guys do. I guess I'm not saying that men aren't men, but you know, not all men watch porn. Not all men are constantly fapping, jerking off to porn, and debasing women and misogynists. But if you're wondering, this is the common thread. Some of the Tucker text messages that were leaked out after he was fired from Fox News show that he has a general disdain for women that he doesn't like, calling them C words. Maybe I'm not very Britishly influenced, but I've never called a woman a C-U-N-T. It's not my thing. I don't even swear, but if I did, I would never look. I was raised by women, so I would never look at a woman and be like, "You're a bleh." But that's a general disdain, high up on his horse, you know, type of guy who would call a woman names like that. So there's a common thread here of general disdain, some type of misogyny, and looking at women as something you can just kind of like flippantly abuse. And you know, I'll download another one from another website of porn. So this is the common thread. So they're bros on that note, and God knows if that's what's public information, what they're doing behind closed doors. So, you know, I don't have anything against, I talk about Erica Wolf Jones. I don't have anything against Erica, but it's just, that's public information. And I'm sorry to point it out, but it is. And maybe, like, right now, the Tate family and the Tate enterprise are trying to desperately scrub the internet of all this old school self-snitching. And when I say old school, I mean 2021, 2020. They're trying to scrub the Wayback Machine. If you don't know what the Wayback Machine is, go look on it. Look for it on Google. Type in the Wayback Machine. It's the Internet Archive, where people like me and people who have been on the internet since the 90s know that, okay, the internet is forever. And people who are raised these days, I'm just so confused. So part of me is like, okay, Andrew Tate is filming videos like this, talking to a camera or talking to one of his friends' cameras who's filming it. And like, you don't know that you're incriminating yourself by this endless self-snitching of literally teaching people how to human traffic or calling women what you were calling them and teaching people, talking about how you were selling drugs. You know, it's just so bizarre. And it makes me think, you know, it's a larger plan that maybe he was scripted into this made for the real world reality TV. And maybe he was guided on how to do this, or he was following an instructional reality TV video from his past, and maybe he thought that he had some type of deniability and that he was working for the CIA or working for a larger narrative construction, and that in the end he would be absolved of all his crimes or all wrongdoing because he was following a secret government operation. That is full conspiracy theorist hat. I'm not even sure if I believe that, but like, when we talk about like the O.J. Simpson case, right? Like, narrating the crime after the fact. But Andrew Tate is narrating the crime before the fact and then gets caught for the crime. Yes, I am going into the house. My name is Adam Josh, and I'm going into the house right now. I'm breaking into the house. Here's a live stream camera and audio recording. I'm going into the house and I'm going to break in. I'm going to murder somebody. This is me. I'm stabbing somebody right now repeatedly in the face. Now that person is totally dead. Live streamed it. Okay. I'm going to turn off the live stream now after I rob them. Oh, okay. Now I'm done. And by the way, that didn't happen. I didn't do any of that. What you saw was augmented reality or AI renderings of me. I would never murder anybody. In fact, I'm a holy man. I meditate every day. You would never see me meditate. I would never murder anybody. Why would you ever think I would murder somebody? It's crazy that you would think that. Like, are you mentally okay that you think I would murder somebody? How are you going to sit there and accuse me of murder? You're bringing charges against me for murder? I would never murder anybody. I'm a holy man. I've specifically said that. You see the full arc of nonsense there? Did Andrew Tate and company think that they would be protected because they were following some orders from high above? See, part of me wants to think that. Part of me wants to think they're just useful idiots. Part of me, knowing that he has this history in kickboxing, understands that he probably literally, and I'm not joking, has probably been kicked to the head one too many times, and his brain isn't working right. So, he's got the Top G magazine. He wants to be a superhero. I get it. He wants to galvanize his legacy into that of a superhero net good, positive net good for the world. And maybe that's the case. I brought up in the space yesterday that we were talking, I said something like a question for the audience. Does anyone here believe that the character arc of Andrew Tate was always supposed to include doing away with all the lesser ways of making money and transitioning into the philanthropist, positive net good, holy man, comic book character, superhero that we see today? Or was that character arc forced through basically getting caught? And it was thoughts and players who commented back, the character arc of Andrew Tate ends in jail. So, I guess from a woman's perspective, and some women in the space that we were in yesterday have been abused, and their point is, why are we even talking about this abuser? Like, he just needs to be arrested and put in jail. Apparently one of the victims was an autistic child. You can't make this stuff up. I've seen those videos where Tristan is talking about sleeping with 15-year-old girls and grooming men how to take young girls' virginity. So maybe they thought they were safe in Romania with the different ages for consent laws, but there are larger governing laws that are specifically geared towards sex tourism, because as a passport holder in America or as a passport holder in Britain, if you decide one day, I have a passport, I'm going to travel around the world and have sex with underage girls or whatever, underage people, there's laws that protect the foreigners from the Americans and Britons, even though the laws there might be different. So if you get pinched or get caught having sex with, some underage hooker in some back alley of wherever, even if they considered it legal and fine, the overarching governing body of laws is that, anything under 16 or 18, I'm not sure of the exact wording of the laws or ages, but there is a law. There's a name of the law. I would have to look it up. Maybe you could look it up and tell me. There's a name that prevents people from conducting sex tourism, basically, which is an industry in itself, unfortunately. So there's a lot of nonsense coming out about the Andrew Tate stuff. I am so disappointed with Tucker Carlson. I don't really care about Tucker Carlson at all, but I'm very disappointed with his coverage and basically a fanboy fluff piece interview. So the court documents are in. The Tates are going to trial. They're not even in court yet. So when they get in court, you're going to be hearing more and more about Andrew Tate, not just from me, but from everybody. the guy Montana Vlog might go and document the court case if he's allowed in, the actually in court Montana. Let's look him up. Montana Vlog. His YouTube channel is Montana Vlog. And let's see if he's made... I don't see any recent videos about Andrew Tate, but he does talk about Andrew Tate now and then. So, a lot of information out there, and basically, if you're looking looking to me for an opinion about the whole case and all that, I've said before that, I mean, they're lucky that I'm not the judge because, I mean, to me, they're guilty. It's just how guilty are they and how much time do they need to do for their crimes. Having kids is not an excuse to do these crimes. Like any mafia boss said, sorry, Your Honor, I have children. Please let me out of jail because I have kids. It just doesn't work like that. So every mafia boss would instantly have children if having kids was an excuse to do crime. So the law is the law. It doesn't care, what your excuses are, and it doesn't care if you accidentally human traffic people. But there's so much intent to profit, and the abuse, between psychological abuse, between branding, between coercion, it's all laid out there. And for anybody to say that, maybe he didn't know what he was doing was wrong, I think that's not up for us to decide. We can debate about that, but the self-snitching and the bragging, just the mountains of self-snitching out there, is so... It's so much that the mountains of evidence that these prosecutors have to look through in Romania, I almost feel bad for them. So, the left gets the Podestas and the right gets the Tate brothers, and we're here left to just guide people and in through the chaos of the Tate situation. It's somewhat nuanced, and it's extraordinarily messy, to say the least. And I feel bad for the prosecutors, like I said. That has been the Morning Banana Show. Thank you for watching. I'm going to add this to the Tate update. Why do you even care, Adam? June 22nd was the last update. I'm going to add this whole Morning Banana Show to the updates, because I feel like we did update a little bit. Oh, the last thing I'm going to say about the Nick Monroe situation. Crab Crawler, Nick Monroe. I talked to a lot of people. I talked to Crab Crawler. I talked to Nick Monroe. Holy shout-outs, Adam. Look at all these shout-outs. So Nick, who is not on Twitter under CrabCrawler1 anymore, messaged me the other day telling me that he is in a movie and he will be referencing or discussing Andrew Tate and the case in the movie. He described it as a movie. And it will be out in a month or two. So that's something to look forward to. And that's all the information I have for you about that right now. But it's kind of exciting. If you follow Crab Crawler, you can talk to him about that and try to find him. Have fun trying to find him. Yeah, so that's about it. Thank you for following me on Twitter at adamjosh.com. You can, if you like the content, you can send me a tip on Patreon. You can send me a tip at the top of Twitter. There's a tip link. You can e-transfer me money as a gift at adamjosh.com. You can meditate with us at 11:11 every day. You can support Coda Vets like I do. Actually, I think my donation automatically went out today. I'm going to double check that, but I send them automatically send them donations every month. An American organization that supports veterans, because the vet in America doesn't do a great job, I guess. Some people get left behind, and it sucks. And I have American family, and I've seen firsthand that when U.S. veterans get left behind, what it does to them. It's emotional to talk about, so I'm not going to, but I have family members who were basically left penniless, and they fought in wars for America, you know, sitting there broken penniless. It sucks. What else? Follow me on Twitter, like I said, at adamjosh.com. Thank you for watching The Morning Banana Show, number 154. Take care of yourself. Have a great day.